Hey, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co, and today we're going to be going through the upcoming crowdfunding campaigns for the month of October. It's already October 1st, and we have a jam-packed month. A lot of games launching, a lot of big games. Save your wallets, what's the right term? Save your money, keep your wallets tight, all of those usual things. There's a lot of campaigns to go through. We're going to be heading into October. We have a ton of campaigns. We'll be heading into November. November will also have a lot, and then things are going to slow down towards the end of November, and then we'll enter, time to save your money for all the holiday spending. That's why things calm down. But for right now, there's a absolute ton of campaigns. As usual, regular reminder on several counts. First of all, I am not going through every single crowdfunding campaign for a variety of reasons. The first is that there are so many crowdfunding campaigns. I'm trying to focus on mostly the bigger ones that have a bit more interest or attention. So while I will be going through, I think, around 30-40 campaigns today, there's a lot to go through, and there's a lot to go through. I'll be going through around 30-40 campaigns. That's only half of the ones that I know that are out there. There's a ton of campaigns that are launching in October. I'm trying to focus on the ones that might be most of interest to you. And secondly, as things change all the time. Things change. Campaigns get pushed off. Campaigns get cancelled. Campaigns get added. There's a lot of changes on a regular basis. So make sure to try to get usually this is the part where I try to plug Shelf Clutter, but Shelf Clutter no longer does this. So he does have a Reddit and a Discord. You can check that out. So if you want to see general still updates that exist over there, there's still some degree of that. Or you can check out other platforms such as Board Game Geek has a site that has a geek list where they have a bunch of crowdfunding upcoming campaigns. There's a lot of sources out there for upcoming crowdfunding. This is just my attempt to start the month off with a whole lot of campaigns. Oh, and then of course we'll be ending with our picks of the month and all those usual things. So if you want to jump around, feel free to jump around. Timestamps to everything down below. Let's go ahead and dive into it. This is not in when they are coming out order. This is in alphabetical order. We'll be going through these. Let's go ahead and start off. We start off with BattleForge Berserker. BattleForge Berserker from Creative Game Studios is a rondel boss battling game. You can already see my coverage of the campaign. We have Below the Asylum from Awakened Realms. This one will be coming in 15 days or so. 15 days exactly, I guess, based on the page in front of me. This is an action-based horror game, and it was an action horror board game where elite agents battle threats in a haunted asylum. The overall board looks nice and shiny and pretty, like a black side, a red side. Got a great color palette. No idea of the gameplay, at least not yet. We have Berserk the board game, another red and black giant miniature color palette game. Like these two going hand in hand. This is alphabetical order. I didn't choose this, but again, just two giant companies, two giant miniature games. This is the first official board game based on the manga Berserk from Monolith over here. This one I hope to have coverage for you on the channel. We shall see. This is launching fairly shortly. We have Cascadia Alpine Lakes. This is Cascadia if Cascadia were building upwards. It's basically a standalone implementation of Cascadia, an incredibly popular game from Flat Out Games, arguably their most popular game. I think it's almost certainly their most popular game, but Alpine Lakes has you building up instead of out. Well, you're building out too. It changed up the game. I will have coverage of this one. I'm going to have a solo gameplay. I'll have a review coverage. A lot of things coming for this one. This is Cascadia Alpine Lakes. We have Chronicles of Crime. We have Cryptid Cases, Eldritch Secrets, and Courtroom Justice. Three new iterations of the Chronicles of Crime universe, which is basically a point-and-click adventure where you're all point-and-click detective story. You're basically running through this detective story, utilizing your phone in order to go ahead and scan QR codes, talk to the various people, and uncover the various mysteries, this time set in 3 new environments. We have Cranio's expansion pack. A bunch of expansion packs, Rats of Wistar, Barrage, and Golem all bring you expansion packs. As with many Cranio games like this, because there's going to be an absolute ton of various things from, a lot of stuff. Definitely the 3 expansion packs, but more content as well, upgrades and all those kinds of stuff. We have Cretaceous Rails reprint and Cretaceous Seas expansion. This is a reprint of Cretaceous Rails, which is an action selection, tableau building, pick up and deliver sort of dinosaur game. You're going on these sightseeing tours. You have to go ahead and build your routes into the jungle in order to go ahead and see the dinosaurs and then build these various buildings that will help you break your tableau, all while dealing with a degree of worker placement on a 4x4 action selection grid. A phenomenal game from Spillcraft Games. Definitely check it out. From there, we dive into our sponsor of today's video, and that's going to be Morph First Cycle, a customizable card game with a pay-what-you-want model, currently live on Kickstarter. This is a game that seeks to solve some of the problems you find with typical card games. You're going to have things like no top decking, you're going to have no mana death, no endless games, no snowballing, through a variety of different mechanics. When you play a card, you draw a card. When creatures deal damage, they die right away. They go straight to the owner's deck as soon as they deal damage. There's a lot of elements of this game that seek to improve upon some of the issues you find in card games like this, while also providing all of this to you in a pay-what-you-want model. There's one pledge, only one pledge, pay what you want. Pay what you think this game is worth. These are the people that brought you Clash of Decks and did the same model initially with that one to get that game into as many people's hands as possible in order to then see what the game has to offer. And it does all of that while allowing you to utilize your own artwork in your games. These cards over here, you punch out the center, you can either use the card as is, or you punch the card in the center and you have a card slide behind it in order to be able to have the front of the card overlay, allowing you to utilize whatever card art you want from whatever other cards you have lying around, that forgotten LCG that you loved once upon a time but has great card art but you no longer play. Morph allows you to do all of that while trying to be mechanically sound while giving you a pay what you want model. Check it out on crowdfunding, I'll have a link to it down below. From there we head to our next campaign, that's going to be Dicey Devices Mad Ambition. A mad scientist using your laboratory robots and trusty assistant to annihilate your pesky peers. This one's been around for a while. I've been waiting for this one to launch for, I want to say, over a year at this point. Saw it at Origins 2024, I think, and then just been waiting for it to launch, and it's finally coming. We also have Druid Path, a solo strategic card game where druids reclaim the natural world from the grip of corrupted technology. And then we have Detective versus Criminals. This one is this a team-based? I believe this is a team-based hidden movement game. There's a lot of games over here. This is a team-based hidden movement game, giving you kind of that extra element of hidden movement, but along with the strategy and discussion with your teammates as to what to do. We have Dice Stone Vanguard over here. This one's going to be bringing you 4 new Dice Stone character: the Forge Master, the Duelist, the Sun Elf, and the... Well, now I'm missing one. I thought those were 3. I thought there was 4. Maybe I'm wrong. There's new characters. 4 new adventurous heroes coming to your Dice Stone universe. We have Eldertide 1000 Lights. This is going to be a lighter Civ-based game, a lightweight civilization game featuring beautifully crafted Asian-inspired seafaring kingdom. Love the art, no idea with the gameplay, we shall see. Grifoni is a competitive narrative worker placement game from Ludus Magnus Studios, bringing you a slightly more Euro twist from Ludus Magnus Studios. They do a lot of big box miniature games, and they occasionally dabble in the Euro, and this is definitely leaning a bit more into that Euro with this, but still leaning into like the narrative and all that. This is going to be coming to them October 28th, later in the month. We have Hellbringer, Bestiary, and Forbidden Spells. This is a solo and co-op dark fantasy card game, and this is bringing you an expansion to that one. I covered this a long time ago. It's been a while, but they're coming back with expansion content to this game. We have Heroes of Might and Magic, the card game from Arkane Studio. They're taking their Heroes of Might and Magic game, but this time they're bringing it to a card-based accessible game. 30,000 people following this campaign, a lot of interest, and we'll see where this one goes and how it differs from the giant board game. We also have Honor's End from Ivy Studios, a cooperative or solo deck building game where you're seeking to defeat 3 heroes as you play through the experience while powering up your deck and as the enemies power up along with you. You have Ikusa Samurai Swords 40th Anniversary Edition from Renegade Game Studios. They're taking Ikusa, which is Samurai Swords and Ikusa, different names, a game by multiple names. Again, it's been around for a long time, 40th Anniversary Edition, and they're bringing it with a big box deluxe-fied version coming to GameFound. We have John Company and Molly House reprints coming to you from Cole Worley. These are going to be launching. These are just reprints of John Company and Molly House, 2 very well received game from Cole Worley. We have Joyride Full Throttle, an expansion to Joyride, bringing you more content as well as miniatures for the cars, for Joyride, the racing game. Then we have Journeys Afar with the Ketsueki. This is going to be coming to you from indie boards and cards. It's basically giving you a giant open world experience where you're going to be jumping from world to world with a variety of characters, going on your journeys, trying to achieve as many points as possible. You can see both gameplay content and first impression content up on the channel already. We have Legacy of Eastbrook Hills, a cooperative dark detective series investigating the mysteries of the decaying mine town across 5 episodes. So basically, it's like, you know, think Chronicles of Crime, but without the app. It's a detective game where you're going to be going through the journey and the narrative, figuring it all out. We have Lord of Loot, exploring a vast land full of treasures, powerful weapons, and dangerous monsters with your party of 1 to 5 heroes. We have Mystic Moon from Unstable Games, bringing you a competitive game of potions and puzzles from the creators of Hero to Slay, along with all the various extras and goodies that they usually have on their crowdfunding campaigns. We have Netherwatch, a cooperative horror deduction board game with escalating supernatural tension. I'm noticing a theme here. There's a lot of games that lean into that kind of story, that narrative, that deduction aspect. This is yet another one they'll be launching in October. Halloween season's coming, I guess. We have Obsession Compendium, Victorian Big Box, and Playmat. More content for Obsession for those who want it. We have Primal Hex, a game of strategic tension as you work with these hex-based grids to place out your things in order to, well, win, basically. I mean, all these games are trying to have you win. This is just having you win through tactical strategic placement on the grid system. We have Rolling in Wonderland from Bellows Intent. This is a fast-paced roll a bunch of dice, assign them to various areas in order to get various benefits, and you're trying to well, not really assigning dice, you're kind of drafting dice. You're drafting dice from various areas in order to get various benefits, and trying to just get a little bit of an out-edging your opponent through the way you draft the dice from the shared board in order to slot your 6 dice and gain the benefits as efficiently as possible relative to the other players. We have Shadow and Rune, a tactical 2-player head-to-head deck building game. Well, technically it's a 1 to 4 player deck building game, but the primary mode is going to be a 2-player. There's also solo. There's also more 1 to 4. It's a full 1 to 4, but it's one of those games that like it's 2-player and solo are the main modes, and then you can dabble into it as well. But it's basically think Star Realms, but with much more of a grid-based system, letting you really have your units on the board as you dabble around there. We have Song of Sylvaneth from Red Raven Games. This is going to be another Sleeping Gods type of game, a big box, massive open world fairy tale land. Very intrigued for this one, very excited. Sleeping Gods is one of those games that has had massive critical acclaim, and this one leans like looks like it's trying to do that sort of giant open world that they've been so successful with in the past. We have 10 Penny Parks expansion and Collector's Edition. We have the Innovation expansion, Spooky Nights, and then a giant Collector's Edition to this polyomino game of polyominoes and parks and building out your parks, but with new content for that game. And spooky. We got Spooky Nights because, you know, Halloween season. We have Terra Mystica from Steamforged Games. I should say, by the way, some of these campaigns I'm not certain are launching in October, but if they seem to be launching in October, we still have them over here. But Terra Mystica, they just actually updated the art on this one. So if you saw the initial art and weren't a huge fan, they've already adjusted and changed it. But Terra Mystica is a giant big box version from Steamforged Games, coming to crowdfunding probably October. We have Dawn of Pangaea from Mark Duer. This is going to be a how do you even describe this one? It's going to be a game which you have a bunch of tiles and you're placing down various trees in order to create connections and paths. As you place trees, you also gather various tokens, and you're trying to basically cash in cards either through connections of your trees or alternatively through the tokens that you cash in. Lots of basically action economy. Every turn you take 2 actions, optimize your actions better than the other players in order to win. We have the Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel from Chip Theory Games. More content for Elder Scrolls. A delightful game. Solid. I mean, this Elder Scrolls is an incredible game from Chip Theory Games. Giant open box adventure with a ton of ways to grow your characters, and this is new content for that game system. We have the Table Adventure is the official Dungeons & Dragons game table. It's a game table. It's a game table from Game Theory Tables, launching in October. We have Threshold from Open Owl Studios, a cooperative game of epic proportions, deep character customization, and strategic combat set in an immersive world. In general, Open Owl Games has a lot of what's the word for it? A lot of ambition to the games that they create, and this seems to be no different than their previous games in that sense. They're trying to build a giant, compelling game, and we'll see. I don't know enough about it yet, but we'll see. Tranquility Descent, the 3rd iteration of Tranquility from Wayfarer Games. Tranquility has Tranquility the Ascent, and now we have Tranquility the Descent. This is the 3rd type of game, 3rd game in that system, and I'll have content for you if you want to check it out, but this is launching later in October. We have Uprising Legendary Big Box and Solo Mode. This is more content for Uprising from Nemesis Games, the epic cooperative or solo 4X game, along with the big box and a true solo mode, so you can dive into it in more ways than you have in the past. And of course, if you missed out on it, you can go ahead and get it as well. We have Vampire the Masquerade plus Palermo Conspiracies over here from Tebrew. This is giving you, it's coming back to the Vampire Masquerade from Tebrew, but this time into a new world. So it's more of it's not really an expansion, it's a follow-up to Vampire the Masquerade. If you are a fan of the original, this carries on the story from there. If you didn't play the original, you could still dive into this for the first time. This is utilizing the Tebrew gameplay system, but bringing you more Vampire the Masquerade content. Then we have Vampire Lords. As the fires burn across Romania, the vampires emerge from the shadows, ready to claim domain. Lots of horror. Lots of horror. I guess it's a seasonal thing. I guess people do put out horror games when people want horror games. It makes sense. But you don't even get the horror game right now. You could back the horror game right now. You have to wait a year to get the horror game. So it only partially solves your problem. But either way, Vampire Lords, this is going to be launching again later in October. And then lastly, we have Wonderland's War Duel. This was actually, I think I had this in last month's upcoming campaigns, but I believe they pushed things off. This is giving you a Wonderland's War Duel, as well as a trick-taking game set in the universe as well. Which means it's time for my picks of the month. As usual, I'm going to be picking 3 games that are the games that I am most interested in. And in order, let's see, what's the order I'm going to give for this one? I'm going to also give 2 special mentions. Let's go ahead and give the special mentions first, because special mentions they're not my top 3, but that's because they're expansion content, and usually expansion content excites me a drop less. So for those, we're going to have the Elder Scrolls Heroes of Tamriel, as well as Cretaceous Rails, Reapin and Cretaceous Expansion. Both of these were fantastic games. Cretaceous Rails is a fantastic game. Elder Scrolls is a fantastic game. This is expansion content that may blow me away, but for right now, I have the games as is, and so it excites me a little bit less than new things entirely. to that end, for the new things, we're going to have Journeys of Afar the Ketsueki is going to be my number 3 pick over here. This is a very solid open world game. It's a lot of fun things happen in this one. I've really enjoyed playing through this one. I'm excited to see how it continues to play as I explore the worlds more fully. But I've been playing this since very early prototype, drawing on a piece of scrap paper, basically, all the way to the most recent iteration. It's a very solid game, and it's going to be my number 3 pick of the month. My number 2 pick of the month is going to go to Honor's End from Ivy Studios. Had a chance to play this one a few times by now, and overall, I mean, spoilers to, I guess, my upcoming content of this, but overall, I've really enjoyed the cooperative deck building of it. I've enjoyed the collaborative sense as you play through it. Full reviews coming on this one, but really enjoyed Honor's End. And then my easy pick of the month is going to be, if I can find it over here, where is it? Why can't I find it? Cascadia Alpine Lakes is easily my pick of the month. Again, spoilers to my upcoming review, but Cascadia is a game system that I absolutely love, and while I have not loved all of the content they've put out since then, I thought the expansion was okay, I thought the junior game was forgettable, I thought the roll and writes were pretty good, but didn't feel Cascadia-like. This is one that the Cascadia Alpine Lakes standalone game definitely has delivered for me. A full review and solo content on this one coming soon, but I was skeptical because a lot of the Cascadia offerings have not worked for me, and this one definitely does. So those are going to be my 3 picks of the month over here. Journeys of Afar the Ketsueki, Honor's End from Ivy Studios, and Cascadia Alpine Lakes from Flat Out Games. And that's basically everything. Until next time, I'm Alex Radical from Board Game Co. I hope you found this video, and as always, I hope you found this video. I hope you found this video useful, and as always, I hope you have a good one. What's the difference between a teacher and a train? Well, the teacher says, spit out the gum, and the train says, choo-choo!